Hi, my name's Sarah Zaman. I work for Computing at School, an organisation that supports teachers in computing in primary schools and secondary schools. Today we're going to be programming in Minecraft on the Raspberry Pi as part of STEMfest in Space. So what is a Raspberry Pi? A Raspberry Pi is a small compact computer. They usually cost around about £35 and come with their own operating system on a small SD card. There are lots of programs that come on a Raspberry Pi, such as Sonic Pi, where you can code and make music. It comes with Scratch. And you've probably already done quite a bit of Scratch at primary school. If you're still at primary school, or if you're at secondary school, then you'll probably remember doing Scratch. So it's block-based programming. It also comes with Python in different forms, and Python is text-based programming language. And of course, most importantly, it comes with Minecraft Pi Edition. So Minecraft Pi Edition, what is it? It's very similar to the Minecraft that you've probably played at home on the PC or the PlayStation or Xbox or maybe on your iPad. This version is only creative, so much the same as Minecraft PE that you might have played on your iPad at home. You're still mining for materials and building, but the Minecraft Pi Edition is a really good version of Minecraft for doing programming and coding. And that's what we're going to be using today. So we're going to be using some code to make planets in the solar system. Particularly, we're going to make a planet of gold, or as you probably know it better, we're going to code the sun. We're going to make our own sun out of code. We're going to use Python programming today. So you can see an example of the Python programming there. So it's not block-based like Scratch. We're using text. There's only 9 lines of code, so not too much typing for you to do. And once you've typed in your code and ran it in Minecraft to make your golden sun, you've got some other challenges that you can do. So we've got a bronze challenge of changing the block of your planet to a different block. You can do the silver challenge, so change the size of your planet by changing the radius in the code. And then maybe you could try the gold challenge. So which planet can you make by changing some of the blocks? Can you make Earth even? And you can do this by destroying some of the blocks and adding blocks of your own. So the other thing that you can use to help you are these Minecraft block sheets. So on the left-hand side, you've got all your basic blocks, and on the right-hand side, you've got special blocks. So if you want to use a different color block in your planets, you could maybe look at the wool block, and then you've got different colors to go with the wool block using the different numbers. I'll show you more once we get set up on the Raspberry Pi. So make sure your Raspberry Pi is set up, and I will go onto my own Raspberry Pi and show you what to do next. Hello again and welcome back. Hopefully you got your Raspberry Pi set up like I have. I'm using the PiTop Seed for my Raspberry Pi today, only because I go into a lot of schools and do workshops and do teacher training with it. And it's easier to carry 10 Raspberry Pis into schools in a lightweight monitor rather than take lots of computer monitors in my car. Okay, so your Raspberry Pi should have a desktop background. It might not look the same as mine. I've downloaded the latest version of the software, but it doesn't matter if yours has a different background to mine. Somewhere on your desktop, you should be able to see a Raspberry. I'm just going to click on my Raspberry here, and there'll be a list of menu options. Now, yours might not look exactly the same as mine, and that's absolutely fine. But we'll just have a look through the ones that are on mine at the moment. So we've got programming, and I've just got a few other things in there that you can use with the Raspberry Pi. I've got internet and the Chromium web browser, which is the same as Chrome. And we've got some other things there, and we've also got games, which is relevant to our workshop today, obviously, because we're doing Minecraft Pi. So I'm just going to click on Minecraft Pi here. And we're going to go into a game of Minecraft Pi Edition. It's very tempting to maximize this window when it comes up, so just make sure you don't do it because sometimes it does lag, and I don't want it lagging while you're doing your coding. So once your window's up, click on Start Game, and I'm going to create a new world, and it's going to generate a world. And we can spawn in all sorts of different places. So it's a little bit of a surprise. We might spawn in a desert or underwater sometimes, or it might just be lots of grass. So we're on grass. That's really good, and quite a flat world here actually, which is really useful for today. Okay, so we're going to have a go at moving around in Minecraft to get us started. So it's your W, A, S, and D keys. So W is forward, S is back, A to the side, D to the other side. Use your mouse to have a look around, and it's space bar to jump. Okay, so just have a little bit of a walk around in Minecraft, see where you are. I'm just going to go forward. If you like to see the player, and I do, but not everybody does, if you just click Escape on your keyboard, and then if you click on the 2 squares here and back to the game, then you'll be able to see Steve there. And that's much easier for me, but I know some people don't mind not being able to see the character. So we'll just have a little walk around. If you want to fly, it's double space bar. You can fly around a bit, see what's going on. Some flowers down there. Double space bar to go down to the ground. If I press the E on my keyboard, it gives me an inventory and I can change what's in my hand. I'm going to have some brick blocks here. And then if I want to make a wall, if I right click, it puts a block down, like so. And if I want to get rid of any of the blocks, I just double click, left click to get rid of them. So just have a little bit of a go at placing blocks and destroying them like me. We're not going to spend ages doing this because we want to do some programming, but just so you get an idea of how to move around and what Minecraft looks like if you haven't seen it before. Okay, so I want you to press Escape on your keyboard. I'll take you back to this, and then we're going to minimize this window. Now, you can use the minimize icon in your top right next to the cross, but I find an easier way is to click on the Minecraft Pi Edition tab at the top. And that minimizes it for you, but it's still running in the background. Because we're doing the coding to make things happen in Minecraft, we still need to have Minecraft running, otherwise it won't have anywhere to send the code to. Okay, now we're going to look at which Python editor to use to do your coding in Minecraft. So I'll just click back on my Raspberry to programming. You may have a different editor to the one that I'm going to use today, and that's absolutely fine. So there's quite a few choices for Python. So you might have Python 3 idle if you've got an older Raspberry Pi. You might have downloaded Thonny, which was in the instructions that I sent before the workshop, and some people might have Moo that you might be using at school. But I'm going to use Thonny because I really like it. It's quite easy to use. Like I say, you could use, I'd recommend probably using either idle or Thonny. So I'm just going to click on Thonny here. It sometimes just takes a while to come up. Okay, I'm just going to click on you like that. I've already got some code there that I'll show you in a minute. So it should come up like this if you haven't used it before. If you've used it before, your code will probably come up in a window. And if you just click on new, you get a blank one like this. So this is the place where we write our code. When we've written our code, we click on run. If there's any errors in our code, then it'll come up at the bottom here. If there's no errors, then it'll just say that it's run, and you can go back to Minecraft and see what's happened. So I'll just click back to planets here. So on your worksheet, on your space sheet, you've got this code. So I want you to type that in to your window. While you're typing, I'll just go over some of the things that are here. So at the very top here, we've got some imports. So we're importing lots of things to use in our code. We're importing Minecraft, we're importing some blocks, we're importing Minecraft drawing because we want to actually make some spheres, some planets, and we're importing a random command as well because we might want to use that later. This line here is to connect to Minecraft. If we don't have that line in and don't connect to Minecraft, it won't have anywhere for the code to go. As you can see on your sheets, if you're just having a look at it, you're going to create a sphere of golden blocks. So it is the sun, really. That's what you're going to create. We've got the radius here of what our planet is going to be, of our sphere. And I've just chosen 6 to begin with. You can have any number you want there. We've got this line here, X, Y, and Z. Basically, that means that every time I write X, Y, and Z in my code, it's going to find out where my player is in Minecraft, in the Minecraft world. Every block, every player in Minecraft has an X, Y, and Z coordinates. And we'll not go into loads of detail there, but that's just every time I put X, Y, and Z, it'll give me the X, Y, and Z position of where you are in Minecraft. Every time I put MC draw, it means to use the Minecraft drawing. This last line is your important line. So we've got draw a sphere. We want to draw the sphere at these coordinates. We want it to be this radius, and we want it to be a gold block. So going back to this X, Y plus 10, Z, so it's going to be where you're standing in Minecraft. So your X coordinate is where you're standing. Your Y coordinate is plus 10 because we want it to be 10 blocks above you. You can do 20 blocks. You can actually have 30 blocks. You can have a play with however high you want your planet to be, but I've just put 10 for now. Z is just going to be the same. Where it says radius, it goes back and has a look at the code and finds out what radius is. Now I've put radius as 6, so it'll know that the sphere has to be of a radius of 6. And then you can have any block you want here. So the block sheet that I gave you before the session, you can pick any block you want, but we're going to do a gold block for today because I want it to look like a sun to begin with. Make sure that your block is written in capitals, so the name of the block is in capitals. Hopefully you're writing your codes at the minute while I'm talking. Some things to remember, and if parents, if you're there, or teachers are there with the children, just have a look and just check that when it's being typed in, that capital letters are in the place where there are capital letters. So we've got up here from mcpy.minecraft, we've got small m for Minecraft, then we've got capital M for Minecraft there. Python is really picky about capital letters. If you don't get the capital letters in the right place, then it won't read the code and it won't make anything happen in Minecraft. Okay, so we're going to draw a sphere. It's going to be 10 blocks above you. It's going to be a radius of 6, and it's going to be a gold block. Once you've typed that in, then we're going to run it. Now I'm just going to show you what would happen if I changed something. So say I did something, maybe I spelled radius wrong. Okay, and then if I run it like this, okay, at the bottom here it tells you what your error is. I just skim through it really just to see if I can pick out what the error is, and I can see here it says name error, name radius is not defined. Okay, now if I look at that word radius and look back at mine, it gives me a bit of a clue that I've spelled it wrong. So I just go back, change that, run it again. Okay, and it does these 3 arrows here. If there's no errors there, then that means that we're good to go. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize my funny window, and I'm going to go back into Minecraft, back to my game, and if I look above me there, 10 blocks above me, I'll just move back so you can see, we've got a huge sun right above me. I'll fly a little bit so you can see. Oops, I've just flown into the sun, so we'll just move to the side a little bit like that and fly up. Oops. There we go. We've got a huge sun in the air. Now it's not very high. Okay, so that's what I said. We've got Y plus 10 there, and it's only 10 blocks above me. You can go really high up into the sky to put your planet. So I want you to have a go at doing the sun one like that. Okay, once you've done that on your sheet, you've got some challenges. So your first challenge says, can you change the block to a different block? Okay, so if I press escape now and come back out here, remember to minimize it, go back into Funny, back to my code, and I can change this to another block. Okay, so I'm going to actually change mine, I think, to TNT. Now, if I just run that, in fact, I think I'll make my planet a bit higher, so I'm going to do it 30 like that. So if I just run that now, okay, and I'll look at the bottom, I've got those 2 arrows, so it looks fine. I'm going to minimize my funny, go back into Minecraft, back to the game, and I'm probably just going to have to fly to see my massive TNT planet there it is. Okay, all in the sky. Now, if I go up to it, let's go a bit higher. Like this, just go up to go forward. Now, I really want to detonate my massive TNT planet. If I just click on it like this, nothing's happening. Okay, and I can actually go even further and destroy it even more. Like this. I can also, just while we're here, I can actually place some, if I just go forward, I can place some blocks in there as well. Let me get to it. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to come down again. I'm going to go back to my code. So I'll just minimize Minecraft there. Back to the code. To make it an exploding planet, okay, if I just click on a comma and a 1 and go and do it a little bit higher, a little bit higher in the sky. Okay, I'm going to run it. Remember to minimize. Go back to Minecraft, back to my game. I'm going to have to go right up and find out where my Minecraft planet is. It's not there. I'm inside. I'm down a little bit. So whiz along here a little bit. And then go up again. Hopefully I can see my... Oh, there it is. It's really high up in the sky. If I just go up to it here. Now remember, we've put block.tnt.id, comma space 1 on it. And that's going to make it into an explosive TNT block. So if I now left click on there and then move back like this, my TNT planet explodes. And it does buffer a bit, but I really like it. It's quite exciting. Okay, so that's something that you can do. You can do an exploding TNT planet. Steve's just trying to cope with all the TNT explosives that are there. So while it just sorts itself out, there we go. Let's go back down to the ground again. So you can have whatever kind of planet you want. In your other challenges, you've got to change the size of the planet. So you could have some small planets in there if you want. And then in your goal challenge, it says, can you make an actual planet that you know? Can you have a go at making Earth? Okay, so you'll have to have a think about what Earth looks like. I'm not expecting it to look exactly like Earth, but just think about the colours that are in Earth, and also where the sea and the land is in Earth, and see if you can have a go at making your own Earth planet. On the block sheets, you'll be able to see you've got a block called wool. If you put block.wool.id, comma, space, and then a number from 1 to 9, 1 to 15 actually, you can choose a different colour block for your planets. And that's it. So hopefully you'll have a really good set of planets in your sky, in space, and that's the end of the workshop. Thanks very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.